Welcome back to Country Chick Brews. I'm Bev, and today is all things horseradish. So a dear friend of mine gave me several horseradish roots that I can plant out in my garden and start growing my own horseradish. And this one, well, it wasn't quite up to the standard that I wanted in order to start my own supply, if you will, of horseradish root. And just a few basics as to what horseradish is good for. It is good for inflammation. It is good for antibiotics. It's a natural antibacterial. Pretty much anything that you would use garlic for, you can use horseradish for. And it's good for your blood pressure, good for your heart, good for so many things. And so I washed it really well, and I peeled off all the skin, which is also known as the wood. And what I'm going to do is just simply slice it fairly thin, put it on a tray, put it in my dehydrator, and let it dehydrate for a few hours. And then I'll grind it into a powder. And that powder can then become many things. Of course, I'll keep some out to cook with, add a little bit of zing to some of my savory dishes. But I'll also use the powder, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I'll use some of the powder in a tincture, and when I need something for a little bit of a cold, I can create, at that point, I can create a more compound tincture to help alleviate some of the cold symptoms. So, yeah, I'm just going to start slicing. And just no rhyme or reason, just, little slivers, little slices. And as I was doing my research on how best to put this in the dehydrator, it's the general consensus that it doesn't really matter if you have like 1/8 inch thick slices like I'm doing, or if you chop it a little fine. It all relatively dries in the same amount of time. So if that's the case, I'm going to save a little bit of effort and not get real fussy with it. I have never worked with the actual horseradish before, so I'm pretty anxious, pretty excited to see what it does. And now, leave me a comment, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen reports where wasabi isn't a thing. That the basis of wasabi starts with horseradish, and they make a paste out of it. And then they add a little bit of green food coloring to it to give it that wasabi color. I don't know. I like wasabi. I don't really care what it's made out of. So, in small amounts. I don't want to take a big old spoonful of it, because that's just, I don't know. That just takes a whole level of stupidity that I don't have. But, little smidgens at a time. I like wasabi. And I love wasabi Doritos. So, just putting it out there. Somebody wants to send a couple of bags of wasabi Doritos my way, I'm not going to complain. So I'm just not really using any kind of method. I'm just putting them on the tray. And right now, you know, it didn't make much. It isn't going to make much powder when I get it dried and get it ground. But it'll be a nice place for me to start, and just to see if we like it enough to continue cooking with it. If not, I will definitely leave it in the apothecary and use it for medicinal purposes. So that's not very much, but I'll get it started, and I'll put it in at 100 degrees for approximately 8 hours. There isn't much here, so it might get finished a little sooner. Although we do have rain moving in, so with the humidity, it might take the full 8 hours. But I'm just simply going to do like the old Ronco commercials. I'm going to put it in there, set it, and forget it until it's all done. So just a quick video on another one of nature's superfoods, horseradish. So I'll catch you later.